if we don't get people better by injecting numbing and healing medications, we can go in and sometimes do these little small, minimally invasive type procedures to try to fuse the joint to where the movement is not causing pain. The movement of the joint is not eliciting pain.
Right. So again, just kind of wrap up. So up and running in Gray and in New Iberia, and you're taking patients, and
we're taking patients as long as our phones are working. Usually they're working. Sometimes they go in and out, but electricity's on, and we're open.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're still in hurricane season, right?
we're still in post Ida season. Yes, we are.
Well, Dr. Jimmy Ponder, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Harry.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Bayou Time. I'm Harry McCullough. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffa's Duval are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffa's Duval help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
HTV would like to inform all of you that Friday night sports game highlights will no longer air on Friday nights. HTV will choose 3 games per week, and those highlights will be featured on our Sports in the Bayou program that will air Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Join Bobby Hebert, Mike Detillier, Rich Marty, Stan Gravois, Harry McCullough, Dr. Pat Hagan, and Martin False as they bring you all of the Saints, LSU, Nicholls State, and high school highlights on a weekly basis.
U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros.
All right, on this episode of One-on-One, I'm going to sit down with Coach Richard Curlin. A lot of you in the area have heard of Coach Curlin, has a state championship, done a lot of great things at South Terrebonne. He's my guest tonight. We'll be right back.
One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us. I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
We go back, and I was talking to you before the show. I was driving during the parade, the South Terrebonne championship game, in a little John Deere six-wheeler that Mr. Dale Sharpenshed let us use two of them, because y'all had won the state championship and Thibodeau had won the state championship. So we riding down, and I'm playing that whole game, the whole parade route, and I never forget the amount of South Terrebonne people along that whole parade route that just, I mean, that was just a badge of honor. It was, they screaming, chanting, cheering the whole way. And I went, this is pretty big. This is big stuff. But y'all had a pretty doggone good team. Y'all had a good team, but that was a good team.
It was a good team. And my first year, we were coming off of a 1-9. The year before, when I was an assistant, that's what we were. We had only won one game. And that first year, we turned it around, and we ended up with a winning season. You know, that my first year as a head coach.
Right.
And then the next year, of course, you know, we started off. You know, I mean, we took a poll before the season started in the coach's office of what we would end up. You know, just from what we'd seen so far. And you had guys that were posting 5-5, 6-4. You know, I think we had 7-3.
Right.
You know, we didn't see it. You know, we knew we had some. We knew we had some good athletes. We knew we had some talent. What we didn't see, well, I think, was how some of the kids that with lesser talent played above their heads because of the kids that we had with talent.
Right.
You know. I think those kids raised the other kids up. Plus, that year we had 20 of our starters, 20 out of 22 starters were seniors. You know, which was a big part of that season.
A lot of leadership.
Oh,
you know,
a big part of that season. And those guys had played together. You know, for most of their lives, or played against each other most of their lives. A few of them had even already played in the Dome, you know, when they were younger, and stuff like that.
So the lights didn't bother them.
We thought it didn't. You know, we go over there. You know, you go the day before, and you get to practice in the Dome and everything, And so we, you know, it was kind of like the movie Hoosiers, you know, when you walk in. Get them used to that and everything. You know, one of the stories that I can remember, Gerald Piku was the principal, and his son-in-law, I think, worked for Mobiltel. And I can remember during practice, you know, we're standing on the 50-yard line, and I see a few of the guys around Gerald, and I'm like, what is going on over there? And I walked over there, and his son-in-law had given him a cell phone, one of those flip cell phones.
Right.
And he was calling his son-in-law from the Superdome on the 50-yard line just to tell him, hey, I'm on the 50-yard line in the Superdome. And that was like, he could have been Merlin, the magician. That was so new to everybody then that, oh, look at this, you know.
Right.
But I can remember that, yeah, we thought it didn't until the first play of the game. And we threw a little slant pass to a guy by the name of Brian Hargrove. And hit Brian right in his hands, and he dropped it. And Brian never did that during the season. And I looked at a couple of the coaches, and I said on the sidelines, I said, I think we a little tighter than what we thought we were.
I always go back to South Terrebonne because just team-wise, they always just gave you a little bit more. You know, we always said, I don't know if it's just a tough upbringing, or I don't know if when the players got home, if the parents were going, all right, you need to toughen it up or whatever. But it was palatable.
Oh, yeah.
You could sense it all the way around.
Yeah.
Were you a coach, did you hate to lose, or did you just enjoy winning that much?
I think I hated to lose. I really did, you know. I think that's what drove you. It was almost a fear of losing.
Right.
You know, it was a competitiveness that you had. Didn't make any difference if you were playing dominoes or if you were, you know, playing football or whatever you were doing. My mother was very competitive, you know, and she would love to beat you in card games and board games and stuff like that, and wouldn't let you forget it. You know,
right.
So I grew up with that. Now she probably instilled that in me.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us.
Waits and Downer. When you walk in our door, you're part of our family.
Hi, I'm Sherry Wilmore. And I am Sherry Wilmore. And we live in Terrebonne Parish, and we are vaccinated. How about you? Having people that I had access to who were medical professionals that we can go and speak to really helped to improve my confidence in becoming vaccinated. If I'm hesitant about something or I'm unsure, I read it.
You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros, now at our new location at Capitol Boulevard.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
We have individual dreams, and we also have shared dreams for our cities and communities. Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at West Park Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of West Park Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service, and we hope to provide many, many more.
I watch people mellow over the years. And what used to bother them, I mean, kill them 20 years ago,
right,
brought off a duck's back today.
Right.
Was there a particular time that you sensed that, well, you know, this ain't that big a deal?
I can remember we had 2 or 3 guys that we didn't dress out for the state championship game. You know, the morning of the game, we'd gotten up and we had, you know, had breakfast together. The team did, and then after that, you know, you had a kind of a dead period right there. So you sent the kids back to their rooms. We were staying in a hotel in New Orleans, and you know, lay down, get off your feet, you know, that kind of thing. And the coaches, we were still down where we'd eaten breakfast, and you know, we were going over a few things, and we heard some hollering and stuff. And I can remember looking out the window, and the 2 or 3 kids that were doing it didn't realize that they were right above the room that we had, you know, just eaten breakfast in. And they were hollering at some girls at a filling station across the road, you know. And we ended up not dressing them for that game. And I can remember making a phone call years later to Gagne's, I think maybe to put in a sprinkler system or something like that on the field at South Terrebonne. And the lady that answered the phone, she said, "Coach, you don't remember me, do you?" And I said, "No, I don't." And her son was one of those kids, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
And thinking back on it, and I wouldn't have never done that. You know, I would have never done it over something like that.
But isn't that part of learning from a young coach to an older coach too?
Oh yeah.
I've heard so many stories like that. And it might have been you were trying to set the tone
for
the team, but
exactly.
As you get older, you're going, why the hell did I do that?
Right.
Yeah.
I can remember practicing. We needed to get on a turf field, and you know, there was none around. Nichols had a 50-yard practice field.
Right.
And so we took them over there. I think that was on the Wednesday or something. And we practiced on that little 50-yard practice field over there. After the practice, running them like 60-40s, you know. We literally ran them 60-40s, because we had started, you know, with 30 at the end of practice at the beginning of the season. Well, you're in week 15 by then, you know, and added like 2, you know, every week.
They already conditioned.
And I think back at that now as when I got older, of how foolish that was, you know, to run them that much, you know, just a couple of days before the game. But then you think back, if you'd have changed anything, would the outcome have been the same? You know, that year, we weren't a very big football team. Our biggest starter was 200 pounds, you know. Mike Arsenault was our right tackle, and Mike might have weighed about 205. And he was the biggest starter we had on the team. But we had a lot of guys that were 180, 185, 190, and they could go the entire game. You know, fourth quarter just as hard as they were going in the first quarter. Probably half of those games that year at halftime, we were either tied or losing at halftime.
So y'all just wore them out.
We wore a lot of those teams out. A couple of the games that we played in the very first playoff games. I mean, these guys were huge. I'm trying to think of the team we played. they had a defensive tackle, Clovell, that went on and played. He'd already committed to Colorado. 6'5", 260 defensive tackle that they had. And I told a couple of the coaches, I said, you know, when they get here, let them into the visitors' locker room. Eyeball that kid, you know. They came back, and I said, well, pretty impressive. They said, I don't know, we couldn't tell who he was. I mean, they had, and at halftime, I can remember coming into the coach's office and looking at the staff and say, if anybody's got any ideas, now's the time to give them, because we were getting our butt handed to us at halftime. And the second half, we slowly just wore them down.
What's some of your most memorable moments?
I think the interaction with the kids, with the parents, especially, you know, I got to coach a lot of kids that I went to school with their parents. Towards the end, I was coaching guys that I coached their dads. You know, I think that was fun.
Did you see the similarities in them?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some of them were better than their dads. In fact, quite a few of them were better than their dads. But I mean, the quarterback that South Terrebonne has now, you know, Christian. I coached his dad.
Wow.
You know, now all of his brothers and his dad and his uncle, they were all linemen.
Right.
Chandler and Arsenault and those guys played for Nichols and everything. Right. They were all, and I was kind of worried of Christian about that. You know, I mean, Christian's probably 6'5". They were all 6'4", 6'5", but they were much bigger, and I was kind of worried that Christian would end up, you know, being an offensive tackle or something. But I think that was part of it. The interaction with the coaching staff, with the other coaches from the other schools, you know, that was always enjoyable for me. I can remember when I first coached, knowing every coach on every coaching staff, and then towards the end, not knowing any of them.
Right.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits & Downer Law Firm.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us.
I'm Mary Riviere, and when you come through our doors at Waits & Downer, you're part of our family.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Learning happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before, and just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
I feel so overwhelmed. Being a mom, wife, employee, and now a teacher is exhausting. How do I keep my family safe from everything going on in the world?
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone.
The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Parental support happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
I might have known a couple of the head coaches
But isn't
because they were.
isn't that the beauty of South Terrebonne, that y'all been able to keep that tradition or nucleus together?
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, I think that goes back to we had lost a couple of assistant coaches, guys that weren't necessarily from here, and that we had hired, and we decided as a staff that let's start hiring kids that we coach that are from the community, whose families are from the community, who are going to start a family in the community. Mm-hmm. And that once we started doing that, we very seldom had anybody leave the staff. Mm-hmm. If they did, it was usually for business reasons, something like that, right. Opportunities that they had outside of coaching.
And how important was it to have a woman like Lisa to let you coach?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's something that I would tell all the young coaches when they would start with us. Mm-hmm. Are you sure you want to do this? And is your wife sure you want to do this? Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. A lot of them don't realize how much time is put into it. My daughter grew up playing in the long jump pit, the sand pit, mm-hmm. Watching me either mow the field or I can remember when she would, after school, the janitor would, one of the janitors would take her off the bus. She would get dropped off at South Terrebonne when she was in elementary school, mm-hmm. and he would bring her back to the football field, and she would have to sit there.
That was her beach.
That was it. And my son, fortunately, him playing for me, mm-hmm. That gave us some a lot of time together right there that right. We wouldn't have had if he hadn't played sports. As he got older, I can remember his first year coming into the coach's office and the other coaches telling me, Richard, you got to back off. You got to let up on him a little bit, because mm-hmm. I knew that he had grown up around it.
Right.
And so you expect him to know more than the other mm-hmm. kids did. But I got better at it, as mm-hmm. As he got older. Lisa enjoyed it, okay? I'm not saying she enjoyed everything about it,
right?
Okay?
Right.
She was at every game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she knew who was on offense or who was on defense, but
mm-hmm.
She
when y'all got married, should have been the good times and the bad, and the wins and the losses.
Exactly.
Easy to accept the wins. Those losses kill you, don't they?
Some of the wins you worry about, because mm-hmm. you might not have played well. It was, how did we play? Mm-hmm. We could beat somebody 50-0, mm-hmm. but if we played sloppy and we didn't play very well, and I knew we had a tough opponent coming up that next week, I was worried. I really didn't get much enjoyment out of a game like that. That was just a runaway.
As you look back on your career, and if I got Stan, who's been around this studio quite a bit, and I got all the coaches, and I got all the teachers you were with, and the players, and the principals, and the parents. And I said, y'all describe Richard Curlin to me in one word. What would you hope the one word would be?
Probably loyal, mm-hmm. Consistent, there if you needed him, I know a lot of people during my lifetime have been there when I needed him. Mm-hmm. I think the coaching staff at South Terrebonne was always a tight group of guys. If one of us had something going on in our lives, he knew that we were there.
Yeah, it's a family, huh?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
Coach, thank you. What a wonderful career. Glad I got to talk to you. Yeah. And
thank you.
Thank you for staying around here.
Yeah.
You know, you could have went. No, thank Lisa for making you
exactly
stay around here. And I've enjoyed it. You've had a great career, and I know you're going to enjoy a little hunting and fishing now, right?
That's right.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.
ETEL Business, your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by ETEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. ETEL Business, your business, our priority.
Everyone needs help at some point during their life. The anxiety and sadness that you may be feeling right now can be conquered with the help of experienced counselors. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority call line is standing by right now, ready to assist you. Pick up the phone and call 1-877-500-9997 and let us help you through the crisis in your life. Helping people, changing lives. Let our caring staff help you today.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
Broussard Dove handles business and residential hurricane claims. We have over 14 years experience dealing with insurance claims for hurricanes with proven results. We handled hurricane claims before Hurricane Ida and will be here for years to come after. We've recovered millions for business owners and homeowners. So if you need help with your hurricane claim, let us fight for you. Go to our website and fill out a form for a free claim review or give us a call. Broussard Dove, attorneys at law.
You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. You Drop Shipping and Crating Pros, now at our new location at Capitol.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, guys, so we had a great meeting this morning, our staff, Tell the Truth Monday. I want to say this first. Ultimately, I'm responsible for the performance of this team. I've always been responsible, and I always will be. First and foremost, I want to get that point across today. Things that we need to fix on offense, pre-snap process. Our run game, we need to be more physical. Red zone, very disappointed. We were very disappointed in our performance in the red zone. And third down. On defense, obviously the containment of the quarterback, rush lanes, and how to tackle quarterback. Though we had some tremendous pressure on him, but give him credit, he made some tremendous plays. And also, when we're chasing the quarterback, we have to stay in coverage. We call it plaster. We need to work on that. We can't get out of coverage. Eye discipline on a man-to-man and third down. But overall, I thought we had a great meeting with our staff this morning. We have a great meeting with our team today. There's some tremendous leaders on this team. On offense, Keyshawn Butte is doing a great job of leading us. On defense, Damone Clark is playing outstanding, great leader. We're going to count on those guys this week. On to Kentucky, 5-0. Coach Stoops has done a tremendous job with his team. On offense, they're pro style, 29 points per game. They have the leading rusher. They have the leading receiver in the SEC. They have a great run game. Chris Rodriguez, an outstanding runner. Wendell Robinson is very dangerous. Levi is a very capable passer that operates very well in their offense. On defense, they're very stout with a 3-4. They play great technique. They had an outstanding game against Florida. Only 16 points allowed per game, 104 yards rushing, very stout. Got some tremendous players on that team. It's going to be a tremendous challenge for us. It'll be a great challenge to go on the road, taking on a 5-0 team. I'm looking forward to meeting our team today and have a tremendous practice. Any questions?
Jake Pete's real bright guy, highly recommended. His first time being an offensive coordinator. During your preseason games and whatnot, did you guys really practice calling in plays and everything?
Sure.
And do you feel like you had a good grasp on that?
Yeah, we practiced calling in plays. In fact, because we had two new coordinators, our team periods, mostly our team periods are scripted. But in camp, we went one team period scripted, one team period not. We let them call plays. We worked on taking the field with 25 seconds left. That's called in the winning edge. So most of those things have been worked on.
It's more challenging during a game with the crowd noise and the chaos.
I'm sure it is. You know, Jake's trying to do a tremendous job. I believe in him. There's just a couple of things that we got to get fixed.
Hey, Coach, talking to Max after the game on Saturday, he was very frustrated, obviously, as he should be. I'm just wondering, with him, the whole offense, the team, where's the trust and the faith level for Jake Peetz as a play caller?
Well, you know, here's the thing. I got to take the responsibility for that. I got to talk to the team. Talk to the offense, and I'll continue to talk to them on the things that we have to get fixed. There are some things that are very fixable. You know, we just need to settle down. Mostly just call the play and let it go and not try to change the play. I think that's where we're getting into most of our problems. I think it's not that the guys are not working. It's not that they're not trying. I think they're trying a little too hard. So we need to simplify what we're doing on offense and let our players play.
Is the play that's coming down from the top, is it too complicated, or is Max trying to do too much with that play with regards to the situation?
No, I think this, first of all, when obviously the play clock, you know, when we do it, we need to give them enough time. And the times that we had to call timeout, there wasn't enough time. So we shouldn't have tried to change the play because of the time. And I'm going to say this again, I'm full of responsibility for that. I want to make that clear, okay? And we're going to get that fixed.
Why do you think it's necessary for you to say that you're responsible? What point
I just think it's clear that you know, when things don't go wrong, obviously I get asked questions and maybe they may sound like I'm trying to point the finger or something like that. And as you know me, Ed, and everybody knows me on there, that's not me. I'm going to take full responsibility for everything that happens in this program, and that's just the way it's going to be.
You know, obviously there's been a lot that's been put on the ground game, and just how that's just, you know, just haven't been able to get up and going. I mean, just how much of that was the talk with you and the you know, coordinators and the offensive team there, just to try to figure out some ways to get that going?
Yeah, first of all, we need to be committed to it. And I think that we need to make a recommitment to calling the run plays that we practice. And sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. And we need to make a couple adjustments on the things that we do, and maybe some different sets, some different formations to help us be more aggressive and attack the line of scrimmage. And we're not doing that well. Hopefully we can get that done this week.
It looked like there was quite a bit of rotation defensively, especially maybe in the secondary. Was that something that was how you mentioned after the Mississippi State game that y'all needed to rotate more? Was that the reason that y'all were doing that?
Yeah, I think some of it was, but some of the guys were getting hurt, and we lost a lot of guys. with some minor injuries. They had to get out for a couple of snaps. Some of them got back in, and some of them just have a couple of injuries that they're probably going to be out today or tomorrow, and hopefully they can play this week.
First, going back to the offense, we've asked you like 5,000 questions about it already, but how much simpler can you make this, and what's the first step really towards realistically a change in the play calling?
Well, first of all is call the play and run it. We have a thing that we call warp, where we go really fast, and we were doing that for a while, and we're really having success. The trouble is when we get to try to be a little too complicated, try to change the play, try to get a perfect play. We call that a look over, get a perfect play for the perfect defense, and that's when we've been getting in trouble. So we need to simplify those things, either quit doing it or do a better job of doing it.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
If you have nasal breathing difficulties, snoring, mouth breathing, gritting and grinding of your teeth, TMJ, or headaches during the day, along with fatigue, depression, weight gain, you may have sleep apnea, which can easily be diagnosed via an in-office visit and home sleep study. If you or a loved one are having these symptoms and it's impacting your life, please schedule an appointment with us for an evaluation.
Everyone needs help at some point during their life. The anxiety and sadness that you may be feeling right now can be conquered with the help of experienced counselors. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority call line is standing by right now, ready to assist you. Pick up the phone and call 1-877-500-9997 and let us help you through the crisis in your life. Helping people, changing lives. Let our caring staff help you today.
Our dear South Louisiana community is recovering from one of the worst storms our area has ever seen. At Cardiovascular Institute of the South, our hearts are with you and we stand with you as we have for nearly 40 years. Times like these are a true testament to the unity and humanity of our vibrant community. We are resilient, we will rebuild, and we'll get through this. We have a bright future ahead and we're moving forward. Together, we will emerge stronger than ever.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Just kind of like the mood been the last few days around the team, and sort of what's been kind of the main things y'all been trying to focus on to improve after that game.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough loss for us. It felt like a game that we could have won, but credit to Auburn, they made the plays to win that we didn't make. But the only thing that we can do is just keep moving forward. We got a good team that we got coming up this weekend in Kentucky, so we don't really have time to waste or just be sad about the game and whatnot. We got to get right back to the grindstone and get better for this upcoming week.
We've talked, I guess, kind of generally about the progression or issues O-line wise. When you look at where you are right now and kind of grade yourself, how have you felt about your performance individually so far? What have been the biggest areas of growth for you from last year to so far this year, and what are some of the areas that have been kind of the biggest challenges that you're still hoping to correct?
Yeah, for me, you know, I think that I have not been playing up to the standard that I have for myself. So, you know, that's something that it's not a lack of effort or whatnot, but I every week I just got to get back to the film and see what I have to do to improve. You know, like clearly we struggled to run the ball. You know, we struggled a little bit as an offense. And it's just a little frustrating because when we go back and watch the film, it does seem like we are close. You know, so that's like what I said earlier, though. We don't have time to be like that. We have to get right back to work because we got a big game coming up this week. So, you know, hopefully I can correct, fix some of that stuff and be ready to go this week.
Hey, Liam, Adam Hunsucker with the USA Today Network. You know, Ed mentioned it to us yesterday that just y'all dealing with so many injuries in camp, and then with Coach Davis coming in here, a new offensive line coach, y'all were really kind of playing catch up from the beginning. Do you agree with that? And has all that, you know, transition been tough on y'all to try to get this thing going?
In some sense, it's been tough because we didn't have you know, a spring ball with Coach Davis and whatnot, but. You know, we still should be. You know, we're better. I think we're a better offensive line, a better offense than some of the stuff that we put on tape. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting back to it this week. You know, we still got a lot of time left this season to you know, to improve and grow into the team that we all believe that we can be.
Yeah, Liam, like you've said the last couple times we've talked to you that you feel like you're close. What's maybe then where's the disconnect, or what's that last step that y'all have to take that isn't happening?
Yeah, I don't want to get too far into the details of it, but you know, it just feels like there's some times that, you know, so we just got to have one more second of strain to finish a block, or you know, a little bit more commitment running the ball, something like that. You know, it's stuff that I believe that we are right there with it, and you know, I'm excited to get back on the field for us. You know, because obviously we haven't played the standard that we hold ourselves to, but we really believe that we can get there, and you know, that's something that we want to prove to everyone that we can do.
Liam, the big theme I think for the couple weeks obviously is the plays coming down and, you know, being on tempo and on time with everything. Is that affecting you guys as an offensive line as much as anything? You know, you're not having enough time. If Max does have to change the play to know your reads, know your assignments, and there's just, you're not given enough chance to make the evaluations and adjustments that you guys as a unit need to. Is that part of it?
I mean, that's something that Coach, I saw that he had said that's something that we're going to be working on to improve. You know, really for me, my thought process is after the play, I try to just get back to the ball, get lined up for the next play as fast as I can, and try to see what the defense is doing. So, you know, hopefully with a little bit of emphasis being put on that, we'll be able to get the plays in quick this week, and we'll all be able to get on the same page. So.
And with the technique stuff with you guys, like, is it the same thing every week? I mean, is it just this reoccurring theme that you guys are doing? Because we're hearing it's the same thing as technique. Well, what specifically is it?
I mean, it's just little stuff, you know, week to week. You know, like fitting the block a little bit longer, playing with a little bit better pad level. You know, there's some common things week to week, but you know, it's not exactly and specifically one thing for me to kind of identify. You know, it's a kind of a culmination of a couple different things. You know, that seem to kind of change. So hopefully this week we'll be able to keep working and get it corrected.
Yeah, Liam, when y'all talk about, Ed said yesterday that y'all need to just be a little bit more committed to the run. As an offensive lineman, is it sometimes, I don't know if you could take us into the mindset, like, is it difficult to, like, when you're used to pass blocking for almost an entire game to suddenly kind of just go back to the run block, like, do you lose the aggression that it needs to that you need to run block?
I don't know if I would say you lose the aggression, but I will say something that I think, based on my time playing football and watching football, I think offenses can get into a rhythm, of when they get the ball, get the run game going, and when the run game and pass game can complement each other. I feel like it helps just teams and offenses get a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of mojo going throughout the game. So hopefully that's something we'll be able to do this week.
Liam, I know obviously, sitting here with this record, it's not where you guys want to be, but at the same time, you said it, and you've heard a couple players say it, that you just feel like you're so close to getting where you want to be. So with that being said, how has that been like in the locker room, and is that giving you guys some positivity that you're just right there to get this thing turned?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been some stuff this season that's been frustrating for us. This isn't where we would have wanted to be at this point in the time, but kind of what I said is we still got a lot of games coming up. We got a lot of good teams that we're playing, and I know me and my teammates, we believe that we can beat anybody that we play, and we're right there. We just have to put it together, and that starts with a really good Kentucky team coming up this week that we're going to have to show up ready to go to beat them. So it's just a new challenge week to week. So we're going to just attack it this week as well.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because it's better at Barker.
Bacteria and germs run rampant in the air that surrounds us. It's more important than ever to keep our surroundings clean. Introducing BioPure. Specializing in commercial and residential disinfection applications, BioPure's advanced treatment process allows them to disinfect more surfaces quickly and effectively, with no inconvenience to staff or family members. Let BioPure help you create a better environment for everyone. Call for your free consultation today at 985-322-3003.
I miss my normal life and doing things with my friends. Why are Mom and Dad angry all the time? When will I be able to see my grandparents again? I miss them.
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Broussard Dove handles business and residential hurricane claims. We have over 14 years experience dealing with insurance claims for hurricanes with proven results. We handled hurricane claims before Hurricane Ida and will be here for years to come after. We've recovered millions for business owners and homeowners. So if you need help with your hurricane claim, let us fight for you. Go to our website and fill out a form for a free claim review or give us a call. Broussard Dove, attorneys at law.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here and understand the unique challenges that face our region. Our commitment to our community and customers and love for Louisiana keeps us motivated. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient, offering single-stream recycling program options. We have set the highest standards for environmental protection, community engagement, and guaranteed client satisfaction. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553 to save money with hassle-free service. Our team has over 100 years of experience, so we know how to make you happy. The sky is the limit, so fly with the Pelican.
Mighty Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
This weekend against Kentucky, sort of what are you sensing from your teammates and how everybody feels?
I mean, you know, what happened happened. You know, lost a game, a tough one. You know, wanted to get the win, but after every loss, you know, you got to move on to the next. You know, you can't dwell on the past. You know, you got to get ready for the next one because every week is a new game. So you got to get ready. You know, get back to practice and reset.
Yeah, hey Ali, this is Glenn West, LSU Country. I mean, the defense played pretty well. I mean, outside of just that one area, just trying to get Bo Nix to the ground last weekend. I mean, you guys were tackling really well, and you know, seemed to be pretty good in coverage as well. I mean, just you know, how disappointing is it just that one factor really played such a heavy part in that loss, and kind of the focus, I guess, getting that corrected this week?
I mean, one of the biggest things was, you know, trying to tackle him. You know, that was really a big thing. You know, he was, you know, maneuvering, just, you know, going, you know, all over the place, and we can take him down. So I guess one of the biggest emphasis this week is, you know, working on tackling better and, you know, trying to take him down. I mean, we were trying to do everything we could. You know, I know one of the parts, you know, I can tackle. I need to do better with that, tackling better, and finishing on plays. And that's one of the things I struggled with on that game. But you know, moving forward this week, that's got to be the emphasis. You know, tackling better and finishing on plays, basically. But I mean, the mood around the team is, you know, moving forward. We're not really thinking too much about the past. You know, what happened. You know, can't really do nothing about the past. So all we can do is focus on the future and be better.
Hey, Ali, Coach O was telling us yesterday that, you know, he was looking forward to meeting you and your teammates yesterday before hitting on the practice field. Kind of, you know, what was the message he conveyed to y'all as you get ready to go to Kentucky this week?
You know, it was just, you know, we did okay job. You know, like we didn't do too bad. We just know that, you know, it's a lot of things to fix and a lot of things to work on. So, like I said, you know, can't really beat ourselves up too much because, you know, we got a game to focus on this week. So we gotta work on, you know, game planning. You know, play Kentucky and doing what we can to, you know, because they're a good team, undefeated right now. So we got to focus on them. Focus right now around the team is Kentucky and not Auburn. So.
Like obviously, a big thing kind of coming into the year for you guys is how you have two first-year coordinators on, you know, on both sides of the ball. It seems like defensively, y'all have gotten better throughout the year. How much do you think Coach Jones has grown in his as a defensive coordinator with more experience?
I feel like he's starting to settle in. You know, as a defense, we're starting to settle into and just really be better as you know, with our plays and executing better. So I feel like overall we're all settling in the defense, and you know, we're gonna be able to start to do more things defensively. So you know, I say pretty much all around we're all settling in with the defense.
Ali, to that point, can you just describe the progression of this defense as a unit from game one to now, especially these last two? It seems like there's less thinking and more reacting. Even when you know, like the Bo Nix issues, even though you had issues tackling it, it was just still a relentless pursuit, and you guys just seem more confident, even when you don't get the desired result you want. I
mean, from game one to now, I say like we're all getting, you know, we're all starting to get it. You know, we're all putting the pieces together. You know, and I say like as a defense, we're hungry. It don't matter, win or lose. Like our job is to go out there and stop the offense, whoever we play, no matter who. You know, and from game to game, we learn what we got to do better because we're never going to be perfect. You know, every game is a learning experience. You know, you're going to take what you did last game and moving on to the next game. So it's like it's a nonstop thing. You know, the train keeps going. You got to keep moving with it. So, you know, you gotta learn what you take from last game. You know, since UCLA, you know, that was a bad start to the season, but you know we started to pick it up. Even though we lost, you know, to Auburn, you know there was still some good things. You know, it wasn't all bad. You know, but we got to learn from that and moving on to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about having to constantly improve. What do you see as sort of the next steps for this defense in your progression?
I say just being just like holding teams to 0 points. I guess like not letting them score the ball as much, not letting them pass or run the ball. You know, we did a good job with that with Auburn. You know, stopping the run. We just didn't game plan other areas that we. I feel like for us, we did a good job stopping the run, and we just could have done a better job in some other areas. But I say, you know, moving on to the next game, you know, we just got to put the pieces all together and be better.
And then with it seems like a really big player the last 2 weeks has been Cordell Flott. Just what do you think has sort of been the key to him kind of breaking out this season after y'all in the secondary?
I know he's hungry. He has a lot to prove, and you know, we got 7 more games left. You know, a lot of football to play. So I feel like we got him, and we got a lot of other players, you know, coming to step up, you know, in the next few games. So I'm really happy that he's playing the way he's playing, and I can't wait to see, you know, how much better he gets, you know, throughout the season.
Yeah, hey, Ali, you mentioned, you know, some of the improvements you guys have made in the run defense over the last couple of weeks. I mean, you guys are facing, you know, the leading rusher right now in the conference this week against Kentucky. Just what are you seeing from him on film, and just kind of the approach this weekend with Kentucky as a defensive line is concerned?
I mean, we know he's a hard runner. You know, like you said, he's leading the country in rushing. But our mentality every game is stop the run. And like I said before, you know, you got to stop the run and have some fun. But that's going to be the mentality going towards this game.
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larbinger have been the foundation of what is now Alford and Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Looking for complete peace of mind when buying your next pre-owned vehicle? Trep's got it. Why buy a Trep Chevrolet GM certified pre-owned vehicle? You could save thousands of dollars compared to a new vehicle. Most certified pre-owned vehicles offer a limited bumper-to-bumper coverage and limited powertrain coverage on top of new vehicle warranty. These vehicles have undergone rigorous inspection and come with a vehicle history report and maintenance history. So if you want true confidence, Trep's got it at Trep Chevrolet in Houma.
U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros, now at our new location at Capitol Boulevard.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Harry McCullough. This is Going Public. This week we talk with David Rabelais, the Executive Director of the Terrebonne Port Commission. So, Dave, thanks for being here. It's been 5-6 weeks now. We're still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Ida.
Yeah,
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, you're right. It's just one of the things that we got to go through, you know. The impacts of the port, you know, damage. I don't think there's a business or a house in Terrebonne Parish that didn't receive some damage. All the businesses in the port did what everybody does. They just got out the next day and started picking up the pieces. Unfortunately, this storm we had a lot more pieces to pick up,
Right.
but you know, everybody got their businesses back up and you know, as fast as they could to get people back to work. We had, you know, very critical to what we do is right after the storm we had to clear the channel, and that's critical path. So I want to start by just taking you back a little bit on what we did just prior to the storm. Tim Osborne with NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, he's stationed in Lafayette, and he and I are good friends, and we've been talking for several years, knowing that, you know, if we ever get a big hurricane, we got to, or anytime we get a hurricane, we got to get boats out there as fast as we can and get the channel cleared. So he and I worked up a plan, and like a day after the storm hit, he had a crew show up. There's 2 guys in a vessel with a side scan sonar, and they went out on the channel, and within a couple of days they had identified all the obstructions that they had in the channel, and there were 30 of them. But it was really good to have these guys come in that quick, and with as bad as the storm was, we knew we were going to have problems. So it really, really did good. You know, important parcel to all of that at the same time was going on was the floodgates were being worked on because they weren't designed for
the north wind, right?
140 mile an hour north wind for 5 hours. So there was a lot of stuff going on, boats needing to get out. So we were thankful that Tim and his guys came and did that for us. They did the same thing in Lafourche. So within a couple days after us, they went to Lafourche, and their channel, everything was identified. And so it just gives you I guess a template to go forward, because you know you got to remove all of those obstructions.
What are some example?
A fuel tank, a crab trap, you know, piece of metal. I think they had a piece of a bulkhead, and it's
Trees.
just anything. A
Yeah.
piece of tree, anything. Right. Just it'll pick it up as an obstruction. They can't tell what it is, but they got to remove it because it's a navigation hazard.
Sure, but not boats or.
No, there were several. 3 or 4 vessels that had come untied and were just drifting, floating around. And they identified all of them. They called me. I got with the owners of some of the boats. One of them we didn't know, and let them know that their boats were loose, and they went out and got them. So, but it was a concerted effort after the storm. Everybody working together. The Levee District used our boat launch and our marina that we have back there behind our building, which came in very handy. NOAA used it. The Coast Guard came in. Their office on Lafayette Street got a lot of water damage, so they needed a place to come in and meet. So they met at my office for a couple of days at least, and just getting their plan together on how they were going to move forward. Some of the local engineers came and worked out of my office because luckily we didn't have any damage. So, and we had full generator power, so that was a good thing. So we did that. We had everything staged and everything ready to go, and so the guys went out. They located all the obstructions. The information was sent back to me as they were finding it in real time by Tim, and I forwarded the information to the Corps and the captain of the port with the Coast Guard. The Corps is responsible for removing the obstructions, and the captain of the Coast Guard is, captain of the Port of Houma is responsible for opening the channel. So it doesn't open until he says it opens. So it was a good idea to keep the 3 of me and Tim and these 2 guys in the loop, and got them the information as we found it, so they could start planning to, you know, remove it.
So when did it go? When did it open?
Well, so basically, about a week later, we finally got a.
Could have been a lot longer, but
So you got
it up in a week.
The Corps actually got a spread, with a crane and a tugboat and a barge, and they got to the channel about a week after. But they had to take a 2-day route to get here because they had so many obstructions in the intercoastal. It was a long trip. And then the bridges, we were having problems with the bridges by the time they got here. Right. And that's another story. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right. But it was good to keep those two guys in the loop, and they knew exactly what was going on. So yes, how long it took? So a week to get there, about 2 weeks in the channel removing the obstructions. So 2 to 3 weeks they were done. We still had a lot of areas that silted in, and we'll talk about that as well as we get in, because we were in the middle of a dredging project with the Corps for maintenance. The dredge had to evacuate, and demob before the storm. So, we still have money left in that contract. We'll get into all of that later. But yeah, that was something that we still haven't done. We still have to dredge the channel, but it's not as silted in as it has been in the past for hurricanes, and it's probably because of that north wind. So I think we got 600,000 additional yards on top of what we had to remove already. So we're gonna get the dredge back, and
this was so different in a lot of ways because of the way it came, and I've never seen north wind like this, and the way that thing stayed together like that, it's incredible.
They're all different. I mean, and like you gotta design for 360 degrees with these things, because you never know which side they're gonna hit. No,
crazy. I mean, you could be on a rough side. We worked for Katrina, and it really wasn't as bad. It wasn't that bad because we were on the west side. But this one, the west side was still really bad.
Yeah, but we were close to the eye, and this one was stronger than Katrina.
No doubt.
And they clocked 223 mile per hour gusts in Fushon, and they got them documented. They sent that to the National Weather Service. But that's some hellacious gusts.
It's unbelievable. No, it's like being in a tornado for 5 hours.
Exactly.
So we talked about some of the impacts from the infrastructure. The Dulorge Bridge and the Houma Navigational Canal, that swing bridge. How did they make out? I know there was some period where they were down because of power, but how they were up and running?
Yeah, so both bridges were functioning fine after the storm. They had some roof damage like everybody did. And they were opening, no problems. 2 days after the storm, we had that half inch of rain or inch of rain in about a half hour, and it got both of the bridges and it fried all the electronics. They even had the roofs covered, but there was so much rain that it got in there, and it severely compromised the control systems in the bridge. And so that the bridge crew, DOTD bridge crew, had to fight this battle for a long time. I mean, at least a week and a half. The bridge, they had to get a generator, a couple of standby generators to start and operate it, and then they had a hydraulic problem, so they had to get some kind of portable hydraulic unit from Lafayette to come in, and everything, as it happens, it's another day you got to wait. It's another day you got to wait, and so it was trying time. I know the DOTD bridge crew with Keith Angelette, he's their foreman, and the whole crew. Keith wouldn't let me compliment just him. That's a good a guy he is, but his whole crew. Special thanks go out to those guys. I know they were under the gun. They had a lot of people screaming at them. People had to wait a long time for these bridges, because they went to curfews where they'd only open twice a day, and when they would open, they would stay open for 45 minutes, it seemed like. They let all the vessels pass, and then would close, and people were just getting impatient, and I don't blame them. It's tough, and but blame IDA. Don't blame DOTD. They were doing the best they could.
Yeah, no. I mean, we went from waiting in line to buy food to waiting in line to buy gas to then get stuck at it. But look, they got 80-something bridges in this parish.
That's right.
So, and there's a lot more around this area. So there's a lot of that stuff. Those bridges are open now and running, and things are good to go now?
Yeah, so they are, I don't even have the write up on that. But anyway, yeah, they are all fixed and running. They're back to normal. And can't thank DOTD enough for. You don't realize how much you need those bridges, because see, the tunnel was closed. And those bridges weren't opening regularly. And at the end of the storm, every car needs to get to where they're going. Every boat needs to go where they're going. So it was just a mass, bottleneck at the bridges.
Right.
But we worked our way through it, and we learned a lot, and we're just gonna pick up the pieces, learn, and try to fix our mistakes if we had, and be better off next time.
Right,
is what
right.
we're gonna do.
So we got about 30 seconds here, and we'll save time after the break. But let's just talk a little bit with the time remaining in this segment about where the Homa Nav is and the port is now. You guys are up, you're ready to go, and people are back to work.
Yeah,
right?
people are back to work. We still don't. The channel is open. In our next segment, I'll get into the Coast Guard Marine Bulletin, but we still have to dredge. We still have some depth restrictions, which we always have.
Right,
okay, that's nothing different than what we always have, and we're going to do what we can to get them taken care of.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk about that. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back right here on Going Public, and we'll talk more about the canal and the port when we come back right here on Going Public.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because it's better at Barker.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
Looking for complete peace of mind when buying your next pre-owned vehicle? Trep's got it. Why buy a Trep Chevrolet GM certified pre-owned vehicle? You could save thousands of dollars compared to a new vehicle. Most certified pre-owned vehicles offer a limited bumper-to-bumper coverage and limited powertrain coverage on top of new vehicle warranty. These vehicles have undergone rigorous inspection and come with a vehicle history report and maintenance history. So if you want true confidence, Trep's got it at Trep Chevrolet in Homa.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Everybody, welcome back to Going Public. I'm Harry McCullough. I'm joined with by David Robley, the Executive Director of the Terrebonne Port Commission. Dave, thanks for being here. We've talked about the bridges. Now we're talking about the canal itself, the Houma Navigational Canal. Is it open? And look, we're looking for good news a little bit after Ida. I was surprised to hear you say that even a storm this size, the way the wind direction didn't silt the channel as much as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I would have thought we'd had more silt.
Right.
If we'd have had and we did have some, when it was exiting, we did have some winds out of the west, I guess, yeah. And, so we probably got some silt. That's probably where we got the silt that we did get.
Right.
So I know when they opened the floodgate for the Bubba Dove, they said it dug a 50-foot hole on the outside of the floodgate in the Houma Ave because of the force of the water.
Right.
They had to fill that with rock to keep, to make sure that it didn't, compromise the structure, underneath, the pylons and everything. So
wow,
it's crazy.
That is unbelievable.
It is crazy, man. I mean, the stuff that they had to deal with.
So let's talk about the HNC. So where are we at, right? What's the present conditions?
All right. So as of now, 1500 local time, October 1st, 2021. That's not today. This is the date of this. This is an MSIB. It's a Marine Safety Information Bulletin put out by the Coast Guard. So October 1st, 2021, the captain of the port deemed condition normal with the following restrictions. The Gulf Intercoastal Waterway is closed from mile marker 21 to 33 to facilitate the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers dredging operations. Okay, Port Allen alternate route is open for mariners and marine traffic. So that's an area away from us, but we still got to.
So where's 21 to 33? Is that between?
It's close to Port Allen.
Port Allen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Baia Lafourche is closed from Lockport to the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway due to multiple vessels blocking the waterway and to support the clearing of navigation hazards. All right, so that's from way up north all the way down to the intercoastal waterway, which is right there in La Rose, and but it's open from the intercoastal waterway south. So, but mariners should be advised to use additional caution when transiting between the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway and Leeville due to multiple dive teams working in various sections of the waterway. So you got to be real careful when there's divers out there, plus any obstructions that they missed, So mariners are advised to coordinate safe passage with dive teams. The diver support vessels will be monitoring channel 78. So when you get in the area of anybody diving in the water, you need to monitor channel 78 so you can communicate with the dive vessel. So now let's get to the Houma Nav. The Houma Navigation Canal is open for 24/7 operation. Houma Navigation Canal bridge schedules can be found, and they give a website. I'm not going to read it out. It's a DOTD website, right. Yeah. And the Corps received. Okay, so that's it for the channel. So we didn't dredge it yet. Okay, we have about 600,000 cubic yards of additional material that came in for the storm, which is less than I thought we would have. But anyway, but if we go back before the storm, we were dredging the channel for in 21 for fiscal year 21 maintenance before the storm hit by Weeks Marine, and they had to drag up and get out of the storm's way. So they demobed, and we trying to get them back. Okay, the Corps is working, so they under contract, and it's called the dredge Borinquin. That's the name of the dredge, Borinquin. All right, and so they are already under contract to dredge the bay, and they scheduled to work. So the Corps kind of intercepted them because they demoed from the job, and they intercepted them and they getting them to do some emergency work in that mile marker that we talked about earlier, 2133. Right. They're going to go under there and let's see, scheduled to work on emergency dredging in the GIWW for 3 weeks. The Borinquin is estimated to arrive in Houma by the 1st of November. Okay, so we got another month to go before we get them in the channel. The contracting division with the Corps is working on a letter to put Weeks Marine on notice to fix their schedule to meet the 120-day performance requirement from the August 10th notice to proceed. So basically, they got a notice to proceed August 10th. There was a 120-day contract. They had to demo because of the hurricane. Then they got to go do some emergency rigs, and they're not coming back to November 1st. So they have to do some contract clearing up. You know, you gotta have to do, and so they're probably going to request some time added to the contract due to Ida. And then the balance, so we received $12 million, a little bit over $12 million from the federal government as a supplemental for the damage, for the hurricane. So we're going to use that to fund Cat Island Pass dredging, which we, if you recall, we bid out the project in August, and we only had enough money to do the bay. We didn't have enough money to do the pass, and we were looking at the state money, but we kind of held off a little while because of the timing, and fortunately for us, we did, because it wouldn't have done us any good, So basically, we're back to where we started. We got the $12 million as a supplement. They're going to get the contractor back in November 1st to continue on the project that they were doing, and then they're going to infuse that $12 million into that contract by change order, so they can continue to dredge, and they can dredge Cat Island Pass and the whole thing. And I think we're going to be good if we don't have another storm.
Right.
So, and then but they also have to rebid the Cat Island Pass portion. So they're going to have to bid it out, and it's because they didn't do it on the first one, so they squashed that one, so they have to rebid it, and they're going to let us know when they schedule a bid opening, but they're going to do it as soon as they can.
Yeah, and hopefully they can just have the equipment already out there
and
just get right to work.
That's right. So let's say Weeks Marine wins it, they're already there, okay, and they just piggyback on the end of their contract. If another contractor wins it, they could be dredging while Weeks is dredging. So either way, so it's all good.
Very interesting. David, let me ask you a little bit about, you talking about a storm, but let's talk about the other storm and what's going on in Washington, funding the government. Obviously, there's money over there. They're talking trillions of dollars, but they're also talking about shutdowns and debt limits and all that kind of stuff. Is that something you guys have to watch to maybe anticipated monies that are coming here? If they have a shutdown, does that affect you guys at all?
Yeah, I mean, it affects everybody in some sort of way. I mean, so this is not the first time we've seen this shutdown. I mean, I think they said it was the 11th time and whatever. But all they're doing is raising the debt ceiling. I wish we could do that, but we can't. Walk in one day and tell your boss, "Look, I'm gonna raise I raised my debt ceiling, so you got to pay me more money." Yeah, right. But anyway. So yeah, well, part of all of this was the money for Lake Charles to recover from the hurricanes last year, and reading in the paper, they didn't get everything they need. I mean, they haven't got anything up until now, if they got any yet. So it's that affects everybody. It affects the schools. FEMA's got to come in and help the government get back on its feet. If we had every school damaged, it's a lot of money for the school board, and they don't have that kind of money. All the buildings that the parish owns that got damaged. The parish looks to FEMA for help. So everybody's going to be looking for FEMA for help. We as residents, we have our insurance, so we look at our insurance first, and if the insurance doesn't help you, I guess you can go to FEMA next. But I just didn't know how that would affect the port. Yeah, no, it's crazy, and so for a while we didn't even know if we were getting that $12 million. It came out in the president's budget, but it needed to get passed, and they were just sluggish in passing it, and they finally did. So, we received that money, and it's it's just a battle that you got to fight all the time.
Right. No, I just didn't, and like I say, I know when a government shuts down, you have furloughed employees that eventually get paid later, but I didn't know exactly how, if this infrastructure was considered essential, like essential workers or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we might not get FEMA money for a while, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy up there, but federal government is, it's never a dull moment, it's always something new, and it affects everybody. It affects the economy. It affects, you know, so I hope they can get it straight, you know, and
Well, look, storms have been a big part of our economy since '05, it seems like, for the surrounding area, not to mention, you know, oil spills and that kind of stuff. When those money starts coming in, it does tend to help the economy when you see all these guys.
Stimulates it for a little while.
It does for a little while, but not forever.
It's not a
for sure.
long-term deal.
So we'd love to get our own port, making our own money, right?
Yeah.
So that's why this is so important to get that Timberlake area open, and it's such a big part of this economy.
Yeah, you realize, I mean, 2 months ago we sitting there and we just reeling with the COVID and everything else we had in the past couple of years, and we never dreamed we would have another big hurdle and a hurricane that would knock us off our feet for a good while. So I mean, you know, they ought to put up a sign in Terrebonne Parish with a guy with some boxing gloves that said, "What's next?" You know, come on, bring it to me.
We're ready for you.
So anyway,
no doubt, and look, that's been part of life around here for a long time. It seems like they do rebuild, they come back, and they come back stronger than ever, for sure. So I'm sure the port will be the same way, and you guys are ready to handle whatever comes your way, right?
Sure, thanks. Yep.
All right, that's David Ravelet, the Executive Director of the Port Commission. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Aaron.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Going Public. For the crew here at HTV, I'm Harry McCullough. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now and allow me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache and Pain Center.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Billy's Best Brands Plus has all of your bedding, appliance, and electronic needs. Whether you're in the need of a new washer or dryer, refrigerator or stove, at Billy's we have a wide selection of HD TVs and home theater systems, plus the best bedding around. Come in and see our great selection today, only at Billy's Best Brands Plus. And let us deliver to you. Billy's Best Brands Plus, located at 5805 West Main Street in Houma.
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larbinger have been the foundation of what is now Alford and Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now and allow me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache and Pain Center.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. You know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time. So sad to hear the news of the passing of Mr. Jim Ernie. Mr. Jim Ernie was such a colorful man living here in Terrebonne Parish. Didn't always live here in Terrebonne Parish, but we were so fortunate to have received him, and he spent all of the better part of his life right here in Terrebonne Parish. But it doesn't end there. He was so instrumental in the levee systems here in Terrebonne Parish. I had a chance to sit down with Mr. Jim Ernie not so long ago, and we had a conversation about it. We start our three-part series remembering Jim Ernie.
My dad was the band director at Terrebonne High School, and I was born in New Roads but moved here right after. And he had a music store he started after teaching a while. He was one of the organizers of the Homeless Carnival Club, and he had a novelty shop. And when the novelty shop burned down, he was moved to Lafayette because the manufacturers with the franchises asked him to relocate in Lafayette, which was centrally located. And he covered all the band programs in South Louisiana. Well, I left here when I was 6 and came back when I was 22 after I graduated from USL in '66 and married my wife, Millie. And we've been here ever since. While growing up in Lafayette, I played baseball, American Legion, and we used to come to Houma with Mr. Joe Palero's team, the BNR American Legion team. And we got to be good friends with Eddie Palero, Dickie Haydell, Timus, Al Batto, Doug Meyer. My roommate was Jerry Roth. And we'd come down for a few games, and then a couple of weeks later, they'd come back to Lafayette for a few games. So for several years, we did this. And then, of course, when I went to USL, they had a lot of guys from here that went to UL.
Ever since I've known you and going through the station here, I've known you to be extremely tied into politics. You know everything that's sort of transpiring, you know, the players in the game, you know, who's running against who. But I've sort of watched you over the years when you're in a crowd. You're not scared or shy to walk up to anybody and say, Jim Ernie, and they introduce themselves, and you can carry on a pretty good conversation with anybody. Where'd you get that from?
I guess my dad was outgoing and from there, but I just like people. I like to know what everybody's doing. I like to be involved. But my involvement in politics came when my good friend from USL track team, and we were fraternity brothers, Paul Hardy, when he ran for Secretary of State and Lieutenant Governor and Governor, and I was involved. And then I got involved with meeting a lot of people, a lot of elected officials, the governors, the senators, the congressmen. John Breaux was at UL with me, so we knew each other from college. And then I met Senator Chabert, and when it came time when Dave Treen became governor, Leonard met me and he asked me if I'd like to serve on the Atchafalaya Levee Board, that he would recommend my name to the governor. And I said, yes, just tell me what it is and where it is and what we have to do. And so he appointed me, nominated me, and the governor appointed me. The big instructions I got to serve on that levee district was Terrebonne's having a problem. We're flooding. We need help. We need to figure out what we can do. And at that time, Atchafalaya Levee Board, Terrebonne Parish was one of 13 members, 13 parishes. But we contributed 35% of the revenues. And that was unfair from the beginning when I saw what was happening. And we couldn't get the levee district commissioners, most of them from New Roads and Port Allen and Iberville. They ran the show like they wanted to and didn't care about Terrebonne Parish. We basically had to get help for our flood control. After fighting and arguing and trying to get some help from Atchafalaya Levee District, and we thought that was a lot of money they had back then. But we gave over $1 million and we got nothing in return. So when Hurricane Juan hit Terrebonne Parish, I just got appointed. Well, I started trying to get things some help from Port Allen, from the Atchafalaya Levee Board. 1985. And that's all I was able to get was 3 loads of sand and 1,000 sandbags. And then I knew that was not right. It was not fair, and we had a lot of problems. So consequently, my recommendation to the senator was, we're not going to get help from the Atchafalaya Levee Board. unless the legislation changes, makes them mandatory. So Senator Chabert Leonard was able to get through this Baton Rouge to the legislature, where they had to spend 50% of the money that we sent to them had to be spent in Terrebonne Parish. So for several years, that's all they would do is just build up the account, and they wouldn't do any projects here. So come to find out, they realized that they got an Attorney General's opinion, because I was raising all kinds of noise and wanting some help. And they got an opinion from the Attorney General saying that the Chaffalay Levee District was built and designed and started in 1894 for the purpose of protecting people from river flooding. Well, we didn't have a river here. Our flooding was coastal, which was a new term. Back in 70, 75, 76. And so that's when I went to Chabert and said, we're not going to get help from them. We'll have to start our own levee district. So we have our own levee district, and I was asked by the senator when he formed the board to be the director.
That was our first part of a segment remembering Mr. Jim Ernie. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, a lot more on Jim Ernie, who was so instrumental in starting the levee system here in Terrebonne Parish. We'll be right back.
Dreams, as powerful as they are, can be vulnerable.
Quite scary as it enters the Gulf. Storm is left millions without power.
At Hancock Whitney, we fight for the dreams of our clients. Because we're not just a bank. We're 4,000 of your friends, neighbors, and customers. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
eTel Business, your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by eTel's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. eTel Business, your business, our priority.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before, and just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
I miss my normal life and doing things with my friends. Why are Mom and Dad angry all the time? When will I be able to see my grandparents again? I miss them.
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Delta Coast Consultants is a full-service professional engineering and surveying firm, providing planning, design, and management on a variety of projects. We specialize in flood protection, coastal restoration, marine construction, and municipal infrastructure. We also provide design and surveying services for residential and commercial developments. We are proud of our role in the Morganza to the Gulf Hurricane Protection Project, providing program management services to the Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District. Visit our website at deltacoastllc.com or call us at 985-655-3100.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
We continued to remember Mr. Jim Ernie, so colorful, and he could work a room like no one else could. Table to table, always smiling, always asking questions. He really wanted to know where you were from, what you were doing, and who your mom and dad were.
How did you avoid not playing an instrument with your dad the way it was?
No, I did. I played in the high school band. I had scholarship offers, trumpet.
Trumpet?
Had scholarship offers, but I took the track offer instead.
Okay, all right.
But I was in business, and I ran the business end of the music store.
Okay, all right.
So back in '66, when we got married, my dad wanted to open up a store back in Houma, where he started his business, and that's when I came. And Millie and I relocated in March of '66, and have been here ever since.
Now,
And we started right there on Main Street.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, for those watching, right where the subway is now,
right.
was where the store was, right on the street.
Right on the corner.
Right across from the cemetery.
Exactly.
Yes.
New Orleans Boulevard Bridge wasn't built yet.
Really?
No, that was the parking lot for my building.
Okay, all right.
But we've been there ever since, still have the building, and but there's no music store.
Yeah.
That business has changed considerably since the invention of computers.
It's so competitive now, but you can buy everything on the internet.
Exactly.
Was that the beginning of the end for that particular store?
I think at one time, Terrebonne Parish used to have the best program in the South. We probably send more kids to college through the school system with music scholarships. And then it started dropping, and I think there was at the time the internet was done, the computers came out. Kids had more time to spend on the computer rather than practicing a trumpet. Right. We also had in '85, we had the slowdown where we had 28% unemployment in Houma. You were still a young man, but I think you had started your business back then.
I just started right then.
People didn't have jobs, so they sure weren't going to be buying trumpets.
Yeah.
So anyway, it went on, and I really wasn't a musician, and I sold the business. And after I tried to keep it going while I was the director of the levee district. But my heart and my efforts were all basically, let's get this levee system started and try to protect some people.
This was Terrebonne trying to make up for many, many years where Lafourche got an early jump, but we decided to go another route, right?
Well, Lafourche levee, South Lafourche levee district was started by their representative, Guidry, which originally included Terrebonne Parish, or South Terrebonne. And there was a squabble between our legislator and their legislator, and they wanted our legislator wanted to domicile in Houma, and Dick Guidry said, this is my bill. Terrebonne can be in it, but the domicile is going to be in Galliana, where it is today. When that bill was passed in Baton Rouge, the legislators with our congressman went to Washington, was able to get a project authorized for the South Lafourche levee system. That was also before the wetland law was created, which created a whole different perspective as to what could be done. But the South Lafourche levee system, their levees were put back at the 40 Arpent Canal. The big things that means is they only had maybe 10 or 15 property owners. The big landowners owned all the property beyond the 40 Arpent.
Right.
So they had to get right-of-ways from 40 people. And in between the bayou and the levee, you have now probably the largest cattle growing area in Louisiana is right there in South Lafourche. Because all that land was protected and drained and grows in the cattle.
Well, was that one of the hardest fights you witnessed as a director, was the appropriation of people's property when you wanted to do something?
Well, that was the problem. The hardest part was trying to get started, figure out how we're going to solve our problem, since we don't have federal dollars, we don't have any state monies, we don't have anything.
Right.
But we came up with a plan, and basically to draw a line across the parish and tie in every little project that's on the drawing board or that's halfway completed, utilizing some of your parish drainage levee systems, and like the levee on Locaya and down Chauvin was nothing more than a 2-foot-high potato row.
Right.
The levees in Montague were none. So we took whatever little project they had and we started increasing it and taking in little areas at a time. The concentration started in the Montague-Chauvin area only because that's where the major population was. Right. We had 20,000 people in Locaya, you had 8,000 people in Montague-Burg, and those areas seemed like we could get to try and build some kind of protection.
Now, I've heard it often called potato levees. Is that because when you plant potatoes, there's a little row
That's
Low
it.
hump, and so
That's
that took
it.
the name potato levee?
It. Some of them were built with a little front end load on a tractor or with a wheelbarrow. And it was just trying enough to stop the water from getting in the yards.
Mm-hmm. What was your first budget when you and the late Senator Chabert came up with a budget and it was passed? I've heard in the past that somewhere around $10 million. Am I off?
The bill that it created forced the Chaffalot Levee Board to put our money in a special account.
Okay.
When we started the South Terrebonne Tidewater District, we had $3.2 million that was given to us to get started.
All right.
And I thought that was all the money in the world.
Right.
Until we started building levees and you realize what things cost.
Yeah.
What equipment cost.
Mm-hmm.
And then Senator Chabert started going to capital outlay process in Baton Rouge and was very successful getting us monies each year. And that was a process that still goes on.
Right.
Of course, they never had the money available back then that they have today.
Right.
And so we struggled, and by the time I retired, we spent about $60 million that we had to go chase down every corner and nook we could find.
Mm-hmm.
And but we came up with a plan. And the big thing was we introduced the Morganta to the Gulf levee system.
We'll be right back. More Remembering Jim Ernie.
Looking for complete peace of mind when buying your next pre-owned vehicle? Trep's got it. Why buy a Trep Chevrolet GM certified pre-owned vehicle? You could save thousands of dollars compared to a new vehicle. Most certified pre-owned vehicles offer a limited bumper-to-bumper coverage and limited powertrain coverage on top of new vehicle warranty. These vehicles have undergone rigorous inspection and come with a vehicle history report and maintenance history. So if you want true confidence, Trep's got it at Trep Chevrolet in Houma.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you are in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center where everyone's a winner.
Hi, I'm Hunter Haydell with Terrebonne Ford. Let's talk Pro Power on board. We set up this tailgate to show the power and versatility of this new feature. It's a generator that's built into the truck and has 7 outlets and up to 7,200 watts of power. You have 5 outlets in the rear of the truck as well as 2 in the cab. Hey BJ, what we got running off the Pro Power on board right now?
Well, Hunter, today we've got our speaker and microphone, we've got our George Foreman grill, we've got our large fry patty, we've got our smoker, we've got a couple fans to keep us cool, we've got our TV with the game on, and a blender for some smoothies.
You can monitor the watts being pulled from your Pro Power onboard through your screen or the Ford Pass app. Stop by Terrebonne Ford to order your F-150 Power Boost today. Terrebonne Ford in Houma.
We continue remembering Mr. Jim Ernie, so instrumental in so many things here in Terrebonne Parish.
Who is the most colorful politician you ever were around?
I guess I'd have to say, well, all of them had their own ways. Yeah. I've been around them all, from Governor Treen, the Governor Edwards, Roma, Congressman, Senator Bennett Johnson, Senator Breaux.
Right.
They all had their ways. Edwin Edwards was probably the sharpest. He could make things happen.
Everybody always says Edwin Edwards. Well, what did he have that just separated him from the bunch?
I think he knew state government. He knew what everybody's business was. He knew what they had. He knew what they were supposed to take care of. And if somebody had a problem, he knew where somebody's plan could fit.
Right.
And he said he could go get some of that budgeted money for it.
Okay.
But he was good at that. I mean, and he cared. Senator Chabert, his people came first, but in Baton Rouge, he was friends with every governor. They didn't all start that way.
Right.
I remember him and Dave Treen, they didn't even talk to each other, but within 6 months to a year, best friends. Treen would call him regular for information, for advice. So did Buddy Roma. Buddy Roma tried to kill our first project, which was the Little Caillou Floodgate. And Leonard had enough support up there, and Mary Landrieu cast the deciding vote at the time to get our first floodgate funded.
I think they all came to the realization that Senator Leonard Chabert sort of controlled the floor, didn't they?
Well, he did, but Leonard was fair, and I remember he used to count votes.
Right.
But he would go to everybody, are you voting for this or that? Whether he wanted the bill or not, he knew where everybody was.
Yeah.
And if you were against something he wanted, he said, well, maybe next time. He didn't pressure him, and I found that strange because usually he pressured the hell out of me everywhere we needed. When he wanted a levee built, we had to get it done.
Yeah, yeah. So as you progress now, and you're a little older and wiser, and you've seen the process, anything different you would have done, or was that just the fullback running through the line and busting up a couple of linemen so that the rest could follow?
I understand politics. I understand they got people that don't like you. They got people that want to do what you're doing. They would rather have what you have. They'll make up anything and say anything.
Right.
And they're not being truthful.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way people are.
Yeah. When did you have to get levees done and run a levee district and to put up with public opinion and to put up with people you're trying to get their property, a right-of-way, to build the levees? When did Jim Ernie become thick-skinned to where you got to the point where you said, all right, this is just part of the political process?
I take everything personal. Yeah. And I still do to some degree. But I'm at a point now where, just like the Planning Commission, if John Doe wants a permit on his property to do something, and he had a fight with the next door neighbor is going to organize opposition to his project for no other reason other than he don't like the guy. Right. Those kind of things irritate me to no end, and I don't have the patience to sit there, and I try not to let people get run over or prevented them from using their properties because of a personal problem.
Yeah.
In the land business, when we tried to get servitudes, it got to a point there was a group that wanted money. We want a lot of money. Well, we don't set the value. We had to get the courts to set it through appraisals.
Mm-hmm. And everybody thinks their land's worth a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, it would surprise me. I mean, I remember when the first appraisal came in for wetlands was $250 an acre. Well, I mean, some people took that personal, like we were insulting them, and we had nothing to do with the value.
I've never seen you not work the tables. And, you know, some people work the tables because they're running for office. You work the tables because you like to work the tables.
I like to meet people.
You like conversation.
I have a lot of friends, a lot of people, acquaintances, a lot of people I don't see often, so it's good to see them.
But it's funny, I watch you. You come to our table, you go to the next table. Do you ever sit down, do you get to eat?
Yeah, oh yeah. I eat too much, as you can see. I've been eating too much.
But I bet your lunch breaks are a little extended because you got to say hello a lot.
Well, I got a lunch group, so we argue a lot, so that's good.
Yeah, keeps everybody honest.
Exactly, exactly.
Jim, I appreciate the service you've put in for the community, the time you put in. Like I said, I remember the early days of HTV, and we were filming levees. We're still filming levees 30-something years later, but you were so instrumental in getting all that started, and I want to thank you. A lot of people forget that, and they forget the past, but we got to do our past, like Hunt always says, to get to the future.
Exactly.
So thank you for what you did.
I don't have any regrets. I wish things would have gone smoother most of the time. I wish we'd had a lot more money to do it, get this whole project finished sooner and quicker. But we're at a good part right now. We're at a good place, and I think the people are going to be comfortable. We're not complete. There's still a lot of work left to do.
Right. Well, amen on that. And keep advising and keep riding the levees. And thank you once again for what you've done.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for what you're doing for Terrebonne Parish.
Our condolences certainly go out to Miss Millie and the entire family of Mr. Jim Ernie. He will certainly be missed by this community for all that he did. Remember, in 1985, it all started, the levee system. Jim Ernie was on that board. He was the director, and eventually he came up with a plan for Morganza to the Gulf. He was inspirational, he was determined, and he could work a table like no other person could. He always wanted to know everything about everything. That's why he was the perfect person to go talk with all these people about getting the job done. When one bridge was closed, he found another bridge. And eventually, we all know what happened. Levees in Terrebonne Parish. Jim Ernie will be missed by this entire community.
For years, Tony Alford and Priscilla Larpenter have been the foundation of what is now Alford & Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
I have such respect and pride for our company, and I'm excited to bring new and innovative ideas to our clients.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Learning happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
We know many of you have been affected by Hurricane Ida. We are open and ready to help at AJ Doman Chevrolet. No matter if it's sales, service, parts, or body shop, we are here to assist you. We have over 200 new, used, and certified cars available on our lot. No credit, bad credit, foreclosure, we can help. We say yes when others say no. Come see us at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge, call us, or check us out on the web. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Parental support happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish. But the stick doesn't lie. No. That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time.
South Louisiana Quiz Bowl, the grand battle of wits.
where today's finest students test their knowledge and wisdom to see if they rise to the academic challenge of South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. South Louisiana Quiz Bowl is brought to you by MC Bank, sharing that hometown spirit. Now here's your host, Mr. Chris Hunter.
Hello and welcome once again to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. We are in the second round of our varsity tournament now, and today's matchup features Homer Christian School taking on Terrebonne High School. Good luck to both teams. Let's jump right into rapid fire. We're dealing with people, places, and things that begin with the letter S. The letter S. Good luck. The chemical element whose symbol is S. Gavin?
Silicone?
No, it's sulfur. A group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. Evan?
Suffix.
Right. The river that runs through Paris, France. William?
Somme.
That's right. This Union general burned Atlanta and captured Savannah. William?
Sherman.
Correct. Last name of Jessica, Ashley, Homer, and OJ. Molly?
Simpson.
That's right. A day of rest. For Christians, it's, Evan?
Saturday.
No, looking for Sabbath. Norway, Sweden, and Denmark collectively. William?
Scandinavia.
Correct. It's a triangle with no equal sides. Zoe?
Scalene.
Correct. He wrote one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Elijah?
Dr. Seuss.
That's him. This, sorry, Dr. Seuss. Seuss. This punctuation mark is used between the two clauses of a compound sentence. Evan?
Semicolon.
That's right. What molds, yeast, and ferns use to reproduce? Molly?
Spores.
That's right. He wants his pound of flesh in The Merchant of Venice. That is Shylock, and that is the end of the round. All right. Let's get to the players. We'll let them introduce themselves. We'll start with Homer Christian.
I'm Zoe. I'm a junior, and besides Quiz Bowl, I do student government and volleyball.
I'm William. I'm a junior, and I just do Quiz Bowl.
I'm Elijah. I'm a senior in high school, and I don't know how to say Seuss.
I'm Lainey. I'm a senior, and other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in National Honor Society.
All right, let's get back to William, who is the captain and has designated every fiber of his being to Quiz Bowl. Tell us about Homer Christian.
HCS is committed to the cultivation and intellectual development of each student in the pursuit of academic excellence, thereby helping to propel them to higher levels of education and achievement. HCS values the integration of faith in Jesus Christ throughout the educational process for the maturing of mind, body, and soul. HCS will teach, model, and practice the biblical principles of family life. We would like to thank this station, Mr. Chris Hunter, our sponsor, Ms. Tamara Scott, and our principal, Mr. Jimmy Chalfant.
All right, thank you, William. Thanks to the faculty sponsor, Ms. Tamara Scott. Welcome back to Terrebonne High School. Excuse me, Homer Christian. It's the new year. We're trying to get all this together. Let's meet the players for Terrebonne now.
My name is Jacob. I'm in 11th grade, and other than Quiz Bowl, I play Barry sax for the marching band at Terrebonne.
My name is Molly. I'm a junior, and besides Quiz Bowl, I'm on soccer and band.
My name's Evan. I'm a junior, and besides Quiz Bowl, I do band and soccer.
My name's Gavin. I'm a junior, and outside of Quiz Bowl, I do soccer.
All right, Molly is the team captain. Tell us about Terrebonne, please.
Set under majestic live oak trees, Terrebonne High School is the oldest high school in Terrebonne Parish. Because of its central location, it hosts a diverse population, offering a variety of academic and extracurricular programs. Under the leadership of our principal, Mr. Scotty Dryden, Terrebonne High School has a long-standing tradition of leading the district in engaging, empowering, and educating every student every day. Someone once said, if you continuously compete with yourself, you become bitter. But if you continuously compete with yourself, you become better. Thank you, Mr. Chris Hunter and your staff for giving us the opportunity not only to compete against others, but for challenging ourselves so we may grow and improve.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you to the faculty sponsor, Ms. Ann Barrios, for joining about Terrebonne High School. All right, let's get to the toss-up bonus round, and we will start you with a 2-point toss-up. Might need your pens here. What is the value of the function y equals the sine of x times the secant of x if x equals 45 degrees? Okay, anyone? I'll give it to you. Y equals 1. 2-point toss-up. Its use for communications satellites was first proposed by Arthur C. Clarke, and is sometimes called the Clarke orbit. When a satellite is at a fixed point moving at the same speed as Earth's rotation, it's said to be in what kind of orbit? Gavin?
Fixed?
No, sorry. Homer Christian. It is in geosynchronous or geostationary orbit. 2-point toss-up. Hitler had it raised after a 1944 ghetto uprising, and 85% of the buildings in this Phoenix city were destroyed during World War II. Name this European capital that was rebuilt under communism. William.
Warsaw.
That's correct. Bonus goes to Homer Christian. The summer of 2007 was full of bad news in sports. For 2 points, a federal grand jury indicted this quarterback for his involvement in dog fighting and dog killing.
Michael Vick.
That's right. More than a dozen riders, including the leader, were ejected from this international bicycle race for drug use.
Tour de France.
That's right. And referee Tom Donahue was investigated for betting on games, including games he officiated. In what professional sport?
Baseball.
That's incorrect. Terabo?
Football. Football?
No, basketball. He was an NBA official. 4 points for Homer Christian there. We'll go to a 2-point toss-up. The postal abbreviations of what two states are the reverse of one another? Gavin.
Louisiana and Alabama.
That's correct. Or you could have said New Mexico and Minnesota. Either one was correct. But the bonus goes to Terrebonne, and let's visit a few of the world's most famous churches. For 2 points, in what city is the National Cathedral located?
Washington, D.C.
That's correct. There are 6 cathedrals with this name in France, but the most famous one is in Paris. What's it called?
St. Francis.
No, sorry. Homer Christian?
Notre Dame.
Talk about Notre Dame or Notre Dame. Terrebonne, in what city is the great Byzantine cathedral known as Hagia Sophia?
London.
That's incorrect. Homer Christian.
Istanbul.
It's in Istanbul. That's right. 4 for Homer Christian, 2 for Terrebonne, and we'll go to a 2-point toss-up. This staining technique uses crystal violet as a primary stain. It's named for its Danish discoverer, not for a unit of mass. What is it? Molly.
Newton.
Sorry, no. Homer Christian. Anyone? It is Graham's staining method. 2-point toss-up. His secret police, the Oprichniki, carried dogs' heads on sticks as their gruesome calling card. The time of troubles began when this ruler's son Fyodor died, leaving no heir. Name this ruler of Russia renowned for killing the boyars. William.
Ivan the Terrible.
That's correct. Ivan the Fourth. Bonus for Homer Christian. Alpha is the first letter in the Greek alphabet and a key word in these questions. An alpha particle is actually the nucleus of this element: helium, hydrogen, or oxygen?
Helium.
It's helium. In what constellation is the double star Alpha Centauri?
Pass.
Turbo?
Beetlejuice.
I know it's in Centaurus, or the Centaur. Homer Christian, an alpha helix of amino acid is commonly seen in these complex organic molecules, excuse me.
DNA.
That's incorrect. Turbo?
Liver cells.
Now we're talking about proteins. 2 points for Homer Christian. We'll go to a 2-point toss-up. Name 3 states that border Wyoming. William.
Montana, Idaho, and Colorado.
That's correct. Or Utah, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Bonus question for Homer Christian. The question here is, how low can you go? For 2 points, the lowest point on the North American continent is in this California desert.
Death Valley.
That's right. The lowest point in Asia is the Dead Sea. Now for 2 points, between what 2 countries is the Dead Sea located?
Israel and Palestine.
That's incorrect. Turbo?
Greece and Turkey.
No, it's Israel and Jordan. Homer Christian, the lowest point in South America is Valdez Pen. For 2 points, in which country is it located?
Bolivia.
That's incorrect. Turbo?
Brazil.
No, it's in Argentina. 2 points for Homer Christian. We'll go to a 2-point toss-up. One of the first known specimens of a proto-human fossil was discovered on which Indonesian island that shares its name? Molly.
Indonesia.
That's incorrect. Homer Christian. William.
Java?
It's Java. Bonus question to Homer Christian. All books have a year of publication, and a few have a year for a title. George Orwell's anti-utopian novel is set in this year. That's right. According to Arthur C. Clarke, this is the year that mankind finds a black slab on the moon.
2001.
That's right. The End of Space Odyssey, 2001. And appropriately, Gore Vidal published this historical novel in 1976, the year of the bicentennial.
Pass.
Terrible.
Pass.
He published 1876. 4 points for Homer Christian, and that is the end of the round. Let's take a break. More South Louisiana Quiz Bowl coming up in just a moment.
Bank, Hometown Spirit is at the heart of everything we do. It's helping friends and neighbors celebrate special moments and making dreams a reality. It's preparing for new beginnings and all the moments to come. It's about securing your future and building foundations that mature over time. Hometown Spirit is there to enhance the quality of life we all share, no matter where life's journeys take you.
We're sharing the Hometown Spirit.
Louisiana rides on Shaw Bills. At Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, you'll never pay more than wholesale prices for top quality tires. At Shaw Bills, we make your family a priority. We prove it with My Charlie's Dozen, the best tire service program around. And when you buy your tires from Shaw Bills, we extend the service benefits to all your vehicles. Shaw Bills, all over South Louisiana. For 48 years, we've kept you rolling.
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larpenter have been the foundation of what is now Alford and Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. We have a couple of new players entering the game for Terrebonne. Let's meet them now.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and besides Quiz Bowl, I'm a photographer.
Hi, I'm Baron, and besides Quiz Bowl, I'm in band.
All right, welcome to you both. Homer Christian leading Terrebonne. As we continue on, here are a few two-point toss-ups for you. The official prepared state food of Georgia is what breakfast dish made up of ground corn or hominy? William?
Couscous?
Incorrect. Terrebonne? Anyone? Oh, no, gonna stop. Can't confer. It is grits. You're on your own here. He's known as Barrel Rider, Spider Stinger, and Guest of Eagles. Which hobbit turned down his 1/14th share of the treasure? William?
Bilbo?
That's correct, Bilbo Baggins. Beethoven designated this tempo on 3 of the 4 movements of his 5th Symphony, 3 of the 5 movements of his 6th Symphony, and 2 of the 5 of his 9th. What is this Italian word for a brisk tempo? Molly?
Allegro.
That's right. Given the function f of x equals x plus 3 all over 4, construct the inverse. F of x equals x plus 3 all over 4. Anyone? Caroline?
The inverse is 4x minus 3.
That's correct. Magnetize a needle, run it through a cork, and put it in a bowl of water. That's how to make a simple what, William?
Compass.
That's right. Which planet has been described as follows? Like the moon, it is a small, airless world pockmarked with craters and scoured by, Molly?
Pluto.
That's incorrect. Scoured by intense sunlight with insufficient interior heat left to drive surface activity. William?
Mars?
No, it's Mercury. That is the end of the round. Homer Christian still leading as we go to our categories. So, Terrebonne, you've got first choice, and you can have African countries without vowels, and, the word and, Rome, or health and medicine.
Health and medicine.
Health and medicine, all right. You have 60 on the clock. Good luck. There are vaccines for the A and B types of which liver disease?
HPV.
No. What type of surgeon treats broken bones and does knee replacements?
Orthopedist.
Right. In the human body, beta-carotene is converted into what vitamin?
K.
No. October is the best month to get immunized against what seasonal illness that strikes hardest in winter?
Flu.
Right. NP is short for what healthcare professional who does many things traditionally done by a doctor?
Medical practitioner.
No. What is the P word for disease-causing agents such as bacteria, viruses, or fungi?
Pathogen.
Right. Regular brushing can help prevent inflammation of the gums, a condition known as what?
Gingivitis.
That's right. What shape of bacteria contains the organisms E. coli and Salmonella?
S.
No. Name the recessive genetic disorder that impairs the blood's ability to clot. You have an answer?
Anemia.
No, sorry. You got 4 right for 8 points. Give the others to Homer Christian. There are vaccines for the A and B types of which liver disease?
Hepatitis.
That's right. In the human body, beta-carotene is converted into what vitamin?
B12.
No, A. NP is short for what healthcare professional who does many things traditionally done by a doctor?
Nurse practitioner.
That's right. What shape of bacteria contains the organisms E. coli and Salmonella?
Eukaryote.
No, rod-shaped or bacillus. Name the recessive genetic disorder that impairs the blood's ability to clot.
Hemophilia.
That's right. You got 3 right for 6 points. And your turn to choose now. African countries without vowels and or Rome.
I can go African countries without vowels.
African countries without vowels. All right, I want you to figure out the names of these countries. SDN.
Sudan.
Right. CHD.
Chad.
Right. NGL.
Pass.
BNN.
Botswana.
No. BTSWN.
Botswana.
That's right. BRND.
Burundi.
Right. TG.
Congo.
No. CMRN.
Cameroon.
That's right. SNGL.
Senegal.
Correct. TNZN.
Tanzania.
That's correct. Going back. NGL. All right, you got 7 right for 14 points. Give the others to Terrebonne. NGL.
Nigel.
No, Angola. BNN. Answer?
Pass.
Benin. And TG. Answer?
Pass.
Togo. No points for that. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more South Louisiana Quiz Bowl.
At MC Bank, hometown spirit is at the heart of everything we do. It's helping new businesses open their doors and continue to grow and expand. It's providing tailored loans, accounts, and financial services that help business owners become financially secure, and technology that makes operating a business easier. Hometown Spirit is about helping area businesses succeed all day, every day.
We're sharing the hometown spirit.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South is a world-renowned group of cardiologists specializing in the diagnosis and treatment of heart and vascular disease. With a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS offers comprehensive care coupled with advanced technology to result in the best possible outcomes for our patients. Our board-certified providers ensure that each patient receives personal care with world-class treatment. Trust the experts with your heart. Visit cardio.com to learn more.
Whether it's sales or service, AJ Dolman Chevrolet Cadillac is here to help you. Our service department is open from 8 to 5 on weekdays and can do warranty on any GM model. If you're looking to purchase a new car, our friendly sales staff is here waiting to help you. No credit? bad credit, foreclosure, 1099 income, we can help. We say yes when many others say no. Come see us at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick. AJ Dolman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you.
Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Homer Christian leading Terrebonne. Final round is 2-point toss-up questions. Good luck. It's the surname of Nathan in Guys and Dolls. The Ambassador Bridge connects a city of this name with Ontario, Canada. In 2013, it became the largest U.S. city to ever declare bankruptcy. Name the city. William.
Detroit.
It's Detroit. It's the tangent of 360 degrees and the nickname of the Mitsubishi A6M2 carrier-based airplane used in the attack on Pearl Harbor. Seasons, Elijah.
0.
That's right. This resource of the Caspian Sea area is valued at up to $4 trillion. Those who opposed the war in the Persian Gulf vowed no blood for William.
Oil.
That's right. They first met at the Merchants Exchange Building in New York City. From 1860 to 1935, they met in the old Senate chamber of the U.S. Capitol. Today, what body meets in a building 1 block to the east of the Capitol? Anyone? It's the U.S. Supreme Court. In 1943, he met Franklin Roosevelt and Winston Churchill at the Cairo Conference. Name this Chinese leader of the Nationalist Party, or William.
Chiang Kai-shek.
That's right. What musical, known mostly for its hit score, uses 2 champions of the title game to represent the Cold War? The show was Chess. The governor signed legislation withdrawing this state from the Common Core, making it the first state to dump standards for reading and math embraced by nearly all states. In what state contiguous to Ohio did Governor Mike Pence make that move in order to maintain local control of schools? William.
Indiana.
That's right. What is the sum of cosine 5 pi over 3 and tangent 3 pi over 4? Cosine 5 pi over 3 and tangent 3 pi over 4. Anyone? Answer is -1/2. A Far Eastern nation announced it will turn over 700 pounds of weapons-grade, highly enriched uranium to the United States. It's a stockpile big enough to build dozens of nuclear reactors. Which country? Molly.
North Korea.
Sorry, no. Homer Christian. William.
Iran.
No, it's Japan. This facility comprises 27 identical devices that can be moved into different arrangements by means of a rail system. The device weighs 230 tons apiece with dish diameters of 25 meters. Part of the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, what is this New Mexico facility whose name includes a reference to its size? William.
Area 51.
Sorry, no. Terrebonne. It is the Very Large Array, the VLA. Founded in 1753 by the Barbie family, in 1968 this academic city became the first predominantly white southern city to elect an African-American mayor, Howard Lee. Which of the 3 cities in North Carolina's Research Triangle got its name from a small church? Anyone? It is Chapel Hill. This piece of scientific equipment takes its name from the French word for flagon. It's often positioned above an Erlenmeyer flask in a titration because it can dispense exact quantities of liquids. Name this piece of glassware often found in a chemistry lab.
Pipette?
No, sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna stop you. No conferring. Burette. Harpagon and his money are reunited in Moliere's Levair, which is what in English? The title referring to a cheapskate or penny pincher. It is The Miser. And that is the end of the game. Homer Christian is your winner. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bank, hometown spirit is at the heart of everything we do. It's helping friends and neighbors celebrate special moments and making dreams a reality. It's preparing for new beginnings and all the moments to come. It's about securing your future and building foundations that mature over time. Hometown spirit is there to enhance the quality of life we all share, no matter where life's journeys take you.
We're sharing the hometown spirit.
MC Bank. can change her students with a smile, who can make his students learn by teaching them learning is all worthwhile. Well, it's teachers and we all know it. In Terrebonne we're eager to show it. Grades are going up, yes, every day, and everyone is working hard for A's. The joy is written on their face.
Thanks to everyone for making Terrebonne Parish a rising star in education.
In Terrebonne we're eager to teach it, and our kids are eager to reach it. Terrebonne teachers, thank you all.
Homer Christian advances. Terrebonne moves over to the elimination bracket. That's the word I was looking for. You'll see both these teams again in just a few weeks. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week on South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Good night.
At MC Bank, hometown spirit is at the heart of everything we do. It's helping new businesses open their doors and continue to grow and expand. It's providing tailored loans, accounts, and financial services that help business owners become financially secure, and technology that makes operating a business easier. Hometown Spirit is about helping area businesses succeed all day, every day.
We're sharing the hometown spirit.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now and allow me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache and Pain Center.
HTV would like to inform all of you that Friday night sports game highlights will no longer air on Friday nights. HTV will choose 3 games per week, and those highlights will be featured on our Sports in the Bayou program that will air Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Join Bobby Hebert, Mike Detillier, Rich Marty, Stan Gravois, Harry McCullough, Dr. Pat Hagan, and Martin Falls as they bring you all of the Saints, LSU, Nicholls State, and high school highlights on a weekly basis.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
If you have nasal breathing difficulties, snoring, mouth breathing, gritting and grinding of your teeth, TMJ, or headaches during the day, along with fatigue, depression, weight gain, you may have sleep apnea, which can easily be diagnosed via an in-office visit and home sleep study. If you or a loved one are having these symptoms and it's impacting your life, please schedule an appointment with us for an evaluation.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now and allow me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache and Pain Center.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel.
Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it.
The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish.
But the stick doesn't lie.
No.
That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center of circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time.
to To Your Health. I'm your host, Rhonda Alfred. Joining us on this episode are Dr. Andrea Lorio and Dr. Hugo Azima. Both are pulmonologists and critical care specialists at Terrebonne General Pulmonary Care. As pulmonologists, they specialize in treating diseases involving the respiratory tract. They are here to share more about what they do in their specialty training. Thanks for taking the time to join us, Doc.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, I know y'all have been very busy, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule. And we have somebody new on board, so we'll get to that in a second. But Dr. Lorio, why don't we start with you introducing yourself and telling us a little bit more about your role at Terrebonne General.
Sure. My name's Andrea Lorio. I've been at Terrebonne General now for 5 years. I am a pulmonologist and intensivist or critical care physician. I help to treat all of our pulmonology and critically ill patients in the hospital as well as in the clinic setting.
Okay, I know you've been very busy over the last 18 months, correct?
Yes, very busy.
And over the last month during
Especially
our recovery
with
process.
the recovery efforts and COVID's still in the area.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that. And Dr. Hugo, welcome to Terrebonne General.
Thank you, thank you.
We're so glad to have you with us. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you'll be doing at Terrebonne General.
Well, I'm Hugo Ezema. I'm from Nigeria by way of Jamaica. I'm also a pulmonary critical care physician. Just started here at Terrebonne General. I've been in this area essentially since 2005, and I've claimed it as my home now.
Oh, great, great. So we kind of grew on you a little bit,
Absolutely,
huh?
absolutely.
Well, good. All right, well, Dr. Lorio, let's start with you. Can you tell us what is pulmonology?
So if you break the word apart, it basically, ology is the study of, and pulm basically deals with everything to do with the respiratory system. So everything from the airway down into the lungs. And so we focus on the diagnosis and treatment of lung disorders.
And Dr. Hugo, can you tell us about some of the common conditions that you treat in your office?
Of course, some of the more common conditions that we treat in our clinics, COPD, asthma, emphysema, those are some of the very common conditions that we see in our clinic.
And tell me some of the treatments that you do provide for these types of conditions.
The treatments that we provide mainly deal with assessing and evaluating for the need for therapies, inhaler therapies for COPD and asthma, assessing for rehabilitation and helping our patients with the management and dealing with some of their illnesses.
Right. I know some of these are chronic diseases, so people have to learn, the patients have to learn to live with them, and you all can teach them how to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know that you all are big proponents of lung cancer screenings as well.
Yes, we are.
So that is something that we also offer.
Yes, yes.
All right. And as we mentioned, some of these diseases, are they preventable, or I know some can be and maybe some can't? Do you want to tell us a little bit about some that can be prevented that you deal with?
Many of the diseases that we deal with are preventable. Sometimes they're environmental, sometimes there are genetic components to some of the diseases that we deal with. More commonly, especially in the setting of COPD and perhaps maybe in asthma, smoking or exposure to smoke is something that we talk about a lot with a lot of our patients, and cutting that back. And that's one of the easier ways, a simpler way to help prevent some of the diseases that we deal with.
Dr. Lorio, do you want to say anything about some of the things that you all do in your office?
So in our office, we're able to offer a bunch of different services. Obviously, coming and seeing one of our world-class physicians. But also we offer spirometries, which is a measurement of lung functions that helps us guide our therapy for asthma and COPD patients, as well as assess their response to therapies. We also do 6-minute walks, which assess patients' need for oxygen or other therapies, like Dr. Hugo mentioned, starting pulmonary rehab for some of our more chronically ill patients. And we also are able to do some lab collection with ABG, which is blood testing to look at concentrations of oxygen. So it tells us a little bit more in depth about lung function.
Oxygen is very important. I know you all do a lot with oxygen.
Yeah.
And Dr. Lorio, when does somebody know that they need to see a pulmonologist?
So, you know, the biggest thing is working closely with your primary care physician, talking about concerns or needs that you have. But if you find that you're short of breath or you have cough that doesn't resolve with usual therapies, or you start failing different prescription medications, you know, through your primary care provider, then it's time to start talking with your physician about maybe a referral to come see one of us.
Okay. So it's when you can't be managed by your primary care physician that you as a specialist get involved.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, but we're going to be right back with more from Dr. Lorio and Dr. Hugo.
Dreams, as powerful as they are, can be vulnerable.
Quite scary as it enters the Gulf. Millions without power.
At Hancock Whitney, we fight for the dreams of our clients. Because we're not just a bank. We're 4,000 of your friends, neighbors, and customers. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
ETEL Business, your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by ETEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. ETEL Business, your business, our priority.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before, and just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
I miss my normal life and doing things with my friends. Why are Mom and Dad angry all the time? When will I be able to see my grandparents again? I miss them.
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Delta Coast Consultants is a full-service professional engineering and surveying firm, providing planning, design, and management on a variety of projects. We specialize in flood protection, coastal restoration, marine construction, and municipal infrastructure. We also provide design and surveying services for residential and commercial developments. We are proud of our role in the Morganza to the Gulf Hurricane Protection Project, providing program management services to the Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District. Visit our website at deltacoastllc.com or call us at 985-655-3100.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
Thanks for watching To Your Health. We're back with more from Dr. Andrea Lorio and Dr. Hugo Azima. Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit more about what you all do as critical care specialists. Can you tell me, Dr. Hugo, what do you do in the hospital and the CCU as a critical care specialist?
Absolutely. In critical care, we ideally and mostly deal with patients that are in the critical care unit. These are patients that are not that dissimilar from patients that have moved from their primary care to pulmonologists. These are patients that have moved from the general medicine parts of the hospital and require a higher level of care. And those are the patients that we tend to take care of. They tend to be patients that are having true and complete organ failure, the more common ones being respiratory failure, lung failure, requiring higher levels of care.
Dr. Lorio, with the COVID pandemic over the last 18 months, can you tell me just about how many COVID patients you've seen in the ICU?
Sure. So during the peaks of COVID, we had upwards of half to 2/3 of our ICU being COVID patients. The most that we had in our COVID ICU was 20 patients. And so, it really overwhelmed our critical care unit to a degree. We had to open up our critical care overflow unit to be able to take care of non-COVID critically ill patients. So we were very busy during that time to take care of our most vulnerable and sick patients in the hospital.
That was a lot of time spent in the ICU. We were so lucky to have you there that whole time, too. And Dr. Hugo, we know that COVID affects breathing, so can you tell us a little bit more about how it affects a person's lungs?
Yes, of course. COVID as a virus, not that dissimilar to most other viruses, affects the lung either by direct infection, and that causes what we typically describe as pneumonia. Another aspect of that would be when the body itself starts to try to deal with that infection and tries to fight the virus, it also starts to harm the patient's lungs. And that ends up being another aspect that we have to address and try to deal with. So it causes shortness of breath, cough, respiratory failure, requiring higher levels of care that we're talking about bringing them to the ICU.
So are there any residual effects from COVID?
Yeah, so there's a lot of residual effects from COVID. The biggest being deconditioning. Basically, every day that a patient is sick in an ICU bed, they start losing muscle mass and function. And so there's profound weakness that happens as a result of COVID infections, particularly severe COVID infections. On top of that, there's a lot of lung disease that can be unmasked or develop as a result of COVID infections, both scarring and fibrosis in the lungs, as well as something more along an asthmatic component. Basically, the intense inflammation produced by the virus and the body's response to the virus can basically make the lungs act like that of someone with asthma. And so, there's a lot of things that we're seeing both with patients that were critically ill with COVID, but also some that were treated as outpatients, by their primary care docs. So, it kind of runs the gamut.
Right. So if you don't have to have COVID, it's best not to have it, correct?
Absolutely.
Dr. Hugo, so what would you like people to know out there about COVID as a pulmonologist, from a pulmonologist's perspective?
One of the things that I think it's important to talk about COVID, especially now, that's a little bit different from when this pandemic first started, is the availability of the vaccine. I think it's important that we get everyone vaccinated. I think that will, for several reasons, reduce the burden on the hospital, as well as reduce the cases in the community. And another benefit of the vaccine, of course, is the risk of spread for patients that do get, for the patients that do get the infection.
So simple solution, right? Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Dr. Lorio, can you please tell us a little bit more about who else is part of your practice at Pulmonary Care, Terrebonne General?
Sure. So Dr. Azima joined us just 2 weeks ago. So we're very happy to have him with us. But we also have Dr. Ralph Bourgeois, who's been in the community for a long time.